こんにちは。Tommy's English Bootcamp のトミと申します。私は英語コーチをやっておりまして、英検1級、TOEIC 980点あります。で、そんな私とネイティブとで語彙力対決をしてみたっていう動画を撮りました。で、なんでこういう動画を撮ったかっていうと、私が普段やっている英会話のトレーニングですごい英語がきたわったなっていう実感があったトレーニングだったので共有したいなと思います。もちろんネイティブには語彙力で全く及ばないので、今回の動画見ていただければ私みたいな日本人がよく間違う表現が知れたり、ネイティブの方が使うような表現っていうのが身につくかと思いますので、最後まで見ていただければなと思います。で、ネイティブの方が使う表現については PDF にまとめて単語帳にしましたので、それを公式 LINE でお配りします。私の公式 LINE でプレゼントと入力していただければ受け取れるようになっておりますので、ぜひ登録してみてください。で、今回どういうトレーニングをしたかっていうと、写真の状況を英語で説明するっていうトレーニングです。これのいいところはまずめちゃくちゃ難しいんですね。言葉にするっていう力がすごい鍛えられるトレーニングになっておりますので、ぜひ見てみてください。それでは本編へどうぞ。
I see a girl shopping in this supermarket selling all the kitchen appliances, and the girl is wearing this big red ribbon on her head and holding this frying pan she's trying to buy. And this frying pan is very flat, and the side of the frying pan is very low, so you can't make soup with it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay, good job. The first thing I heard more like shopping. Okay, so you want to say more like ing, shopping.
Shopping.
Yeah, the second one was you said all the kitchen appliances. You want to say all kinds of kitchen appliances.
All right.
The third one, which is a very hard sound, when you want to say frying pan, you have to be very careful on that r sound versus the sound, because it sounded a little bit too much like flying pan versus frying pan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, good job there. So when you're describing a frying pan, you don't want to say that it's very low. You want to say that it's shallow. That's a little bit unusual to use that kind of term.
Thank you. Okay, so next is your turn. Can you describe this picture?
I sure will. So in this picture, the first thing I would say is that the color of the entire picture looks fantastic. The gigantic red bow that she has on her head makes me think, what is going on with this thing on top of her head? It's very, very noticeable and extremely pretty, and the red, it really pops. She's in some kind of kitchen goods store, and she looks like she has found the frying pan that she is looking for. On a side note, those words on the appliances, I don't know if these are Japanese companies, but one of them says boy and the other one says bod. I don't know if some Japanese artist is trying to be funny, but that doesn't make sense at all. All right, in this picture, there is an old woman. She looks like some kind of grandmother. Maybe she's related to them, maybe not. The two younger girls are probably sisters, or otherwise that little girl is by herself, and that's kind of weird. They are in some kind of garden, and it looks like they have a pretty good harvest of vegetables and maybe some fruits as well. The weather looks really nice. It looks like a very pleasant spring or summer day. And all of them look very happy to be there, especially the girl. It looks like she's got food in her mouth, so she should probably close her mouth because we can see her food. That's kind of gross. But otherwise, it looks like maybe they've been there before. The grandmother's wart on her face next to her eye is very creepy, and I don't like it at all. And it looks like she doesn't have any teeth, which also makes me very uncomfortable in this picture.
In this picture, I see three women. One woman is old woman, and the other two are girls. Talking about these two girls, one is younger, one is older, and younger girl is looking at this old woman and talking while she's eating something like cucumber or corn. And the older girl is looking at both of them with kind look. So, did you find any errors or unnatural expressions in my explanation?
Number one, Tommy, great job. Okay, so when you begin the story, you don't want to say 3 women. Those 2 girls are not women. They are females. Woman is somebody who is at least 18 years old, right? But that's like splitting hairs. The second one, I think the first time you said younger girl, you want to say the younger girl. Okay. And then another one you said
sense.
like cucumber or corn, you want to say like a cucumber or corn.
In this picture, I see a girl saving a cat, and that cat is kind of odd. One of her eyes is red and the other is blue, and she's holding a gift box. A girl saved her with a racket. Lacrosse racket. She's carrying this around because she's in like lacrosse club in her school or something. She looks like a high school student, and she saved a cat, and a cat didn't get hit by a truck.
All right. That was
So-
great. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Did you find any mistakes?
Just a few. Usually when we're talking about someone's in particular, someone specific,
Yeah.
like the girl in the picture, we would say, and the girl saved her with a lacrosse racket, not a.
Mhm.
You would mention, oh, there is a girl and a cat in the picture, which is perfect already.
Mhm.
This is our intro. So then later on, when we introduce her again, we would say the girl, referring to the one in the picture. The same thing in the next sentence, she's carrying this around. You would say she's carrying it around. Usually, when we say this, it's something that we can see in hand. So, this cup, right?
Mhm.
Usually, I carry this cup around with me, right? But when we're describing something in general or something from a picture specifically, she
Alright.
carries it around. Okay?
Thank you. So let's take turns. Can you describe this picture?
Sure. So at first thought, this is a girl saving a cat. And I have to mention the cat does look odd. It's got multicolored eyes. One is red, one is blue, and it's holding a little gift box as well in its paws. It's very cute. I believe that she's saving it from being hit by this truck in the middle of the street, and she uses the lacrosse club to immediately scoop up the cat while running to get to safety. It looks like they are in the middle of like a central part because there are some shops, and that is pretty big bus. I believe she's wearing a uniform, so I can safely assume that she's a student. She does look pretty young. And I can also make the guess that she's part of some sports club, or she enjoys the sport in her free time.
So in this picture, 2 girls opened up the door and tried to enter into the room or enter into the house, and when they do it, black dots just came out of nowhere and trying to run away from them, and it seems like they are surprised about that happening. And the house seems old, so because of its age of the house, maybe some creatures have lived in that house for a long time. So did you find any errors or unnatural expressions?
So you said when they do it.
Mhm.
We want to change that to when they did it.
Okay, right.
And the one more, they are surprised about that happened. I would just say they were surprised that happened.
Okay, they were surprised that happened.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can say that as well. So that works. Aside from that, 2 girls opened the door. We could go into a little bit better description because they actually look like they could be sisters, or they could be mother. That's not really a mistake. It is 2 girls. It's how you perceive it. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, thank you. So next is your turn. Can you describe this picture?
Yeah, sure. So in this picture, I see a mother and a daughter who bought an abandoned house in Japan, otherwise known as IKEA house, and it was very cheap. So they needed a place to stay because there was some problems with the father. And anyway, they bought it, and when they got there, they opened the door and they were shocked because there was mildew and mold speckled all over the walls, and it was just a huge mess, and they had to clean it up. So, but they were up for the challenge and decided to call this home for the rest of their time.
Okay, so in this picture, maybe a couple is there, and they are on the top of hill and looking at this beautiful scenery from the top. And they came here to see sunlight together. Maybe it's morning, early morning, and they seem concerned about something. Maybe they're talking about the future of their relationship, and a girl is more anxious and a boy is more optimistic.
Okay, wonderful. So the first one, you said they are on top of hill. So we can say they are on top of a hill. And then you said, so they went to go see the sunlight together in the morning. So we can maybe say they went to go watch the sunrise together.
Alright,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
let's take turns. Can you describe this picture?
So in this picture, we can see that there is a lady and a guy. We can see that they are on some type of adventure maybe, and they have very strong eye contact. And also the glistening water is making this scenario feel very romantic. So maybe they're on a date or they're getting to know each other. They are also here watching the beautiful sunset, and they are looking at the wonderful views of all the buildings. And we can see that there's a lot of romantic feelings going on in this photo.
はい、いかがでしたでしょうか。やっぱりネイティブの方と語彙力の差っていうのはまだまだあるなと痛感しました。そしてあーとかザー、やっぱりすごい間違えるんですよね。なので改めてこのトレーニングしてよかったなって思ったところは、あーとかザにすごく敏感になりました。自分がリスニングをする上でも、この人あー使ってるな、ザ使ってるな、複数形使ってるなだとか、なんでそうしているのかなっていうところにアンテナが向くようになったので、こういう細かいところまでしっかり詰めていきたいなっていう方にはおすすめのトレーニングになっております。ただ完璧主義すぎて喋るのが怖くなってしまうっていう方はあまりやらない方がいいトレーニングかなと思いますので、たまにやって気づきを得るっていうのは大事かなと思います。はい、でここまで見てくださった方に改めて LINE でプレゼントしている内容についてお伝えしたいなと思います。まずプレゼントと打っていただければ今回の単語帳をプレゼントしてます。それに加えて発音のレベルがぐっと上がる動画2本と毎月の無料のリスニング勉強会への参加っていうのも LINE でできるようにしております。ぜひ受け取りたい方は概要欄にあるリンクから友達登録お願いします。